a friend of mine who is famous in this country, nationally, internationally known, Mr. Victoris Colvincus, and he has come to give some presentation. Actually, both of us will be presenting our booth, which is called Blue-Green Algae, and I leave it to Mr. Victoris Colvincus to explain it to you in a nutshell what it is all about. Only thing I would like to say a few words about this natural food. All of us these days, especially in the modern day world, we are aware of our health. Actually, we are much aware, more than our previous generations, about the nutrition that we need, because we are subjected most of the time to stress and strain. And because of this subjection of the stress and strain, our energy level is very low. So the point is, I would like to say something about this particular thing. Just a few months back, I came to know about this nutrient through my friend Victoris Colvincus, who is a stalwart in this country in matters natural nourishment and nutrition. So after taking this myself, and I found out that a tremendous energy, surge of energy is coming on my body-mind complex. Now, one thing about this particular blue-green algae is that people think that it is sort of a supplement. Actually, it is not a supplement, it is a natural food. So even if we take conventional food, and if we start taking this, as an adjunct, if we take this blue-green algae, it will go a long way in getting what you call the natural health, the energy that we are most of the time lacking because of this tremendous stress and strain, that will be supplemented by this natural blue-green algae. So I would like to leave it to Victoris Colvincus, so he'll learn from the horse mouth. As a matter of fact, he's very much involved in this, and all over the country he is doing and propagating to the health seekers. And most of the people, those who have been taking this, they are really enjoying, or rather reaping the good harvest of this particular, blue-green algae. So thank you very much. And afterwards, I would like to give a little musical presentation. Thank you.
I'm Judy Elia, and I'm doing a networking table, which is just under the beautiful tapestries of the planet, under the clock over there. So if anybody has any events that they want to publicize or any information about environmental groups or organizations, you can leave those all at that networking table.
Okay. Iridescent Jewelry, Matt and Lance, would you like to say a few words about your booth?
Hi, I'm Madeline Lance, also known as Lavender. I have a booth in the center, in the front, and it's handmade jewelry from power shells from New Zealand, and I use crystals and Austrian crystals with them. And it's a very colorful booth, and the company name is Iridescent Accents, and I invite you to the booth. Thank you.
Victoris. I'm in the back of the room with the signs for Super Blue-Green Algae. I'm an author. We have a center in Miami Beach, all life, yoga, and dance. We specialize in Iyengar-style yoga as well as Oriental temple dance. We do performances. We also teach through performances and sharing ways to improve body ecology, which would be reflected in external planetary ecology. If you stop by our booth, you'll have an opportunity to see some of our videos, as well as to share with me some secrets and special knowledge that deals with you specifically. So I am located with Ramesh in back of the room. I am very happy to be here to spend the day with you. This is a book that I brought along. It's one that has been a very popular seller. I have been in the field of holistic health as a consultant, working with many nutritionally public individuals such as Dick Gregory, as well as Dr. Mendelsohn, and quite a few others, bringing the knowledge during the last 20 years. Thank you.
Wilson, and I may have bees in my bonnet also, but I've got honey, and it's homegrown honey, and I have a slogan. Honey is the sweetest way to say love. So buy some honey for your loved ones there. And I've got the world's best coffee and tea back there. Thank you very much for coming out.
In the back, and today we've got lots of different types of food available, but the theme is East and West, and what we have contrived is an Eastern plate of food to sample different types of food, and a Western plate of food. Also, you can try individual servings of any of the items that you see on the menu, which is hanging on the wall. If you have any questions about any of the foods, what it's made of, speak with anybody at the booth. Thank you. Please join us back there.
We also have a tie-dye t-shirt booth over here. Marilyn, would you like to say a few words?
Hi, I have a booth with tie-dyes. I do wall hangings, dresses, and t-shirts. Okay, I'm from Melbourne, and I have a tie-dye booth. I make wall hangings, dresses, and t-shirts. If you don't see anything you like today, you can place a special order with me because I am a local business. And I hope you enjoy the bright colors and enjoy the day. Thank you.
I have the special opportunity now to introduce to you the mayor of Palm Bay, Frank Filiberto, and he's been with us last year. He also came to our East-West Cultural Gathering. He's done a lot of work for Palm Bay and has gotten a lot of people involved in all different areas, young and old alike. And we would like to have him come up on the stage now. And in order to welcome him, we would like to offer him a mala of flowers. Pavan Vaswani is going to do that. It's the East meeting the West. Okay. Thank you. We'd like you to say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's once again indeed an honor to represent the city of Palm Bay at the East-West Cultural Gathering. I'm sort of proud of Palm Bay because I look at Palm Bay as being the melting pot of Florida. It's sort of the place where we all come and we can live our American dream. Affordable housing, a good standard of living, and cheap and low taxes. Fortunately, we here in Palm Bay are sort of proud of those accomplishments that we've been able to deliver the services at a reasonable cost, and deliver the services not only at a reasonable cost, but to maintain the welfare and the safety of our residents. As you can see from this gathering, we bridge all generations here in Palm Bay, and what we try to do here in Palm Bay is we try to satisfy the needs of all. We realize that a lot of us have moved here to escape the tax glut of the northeast portion of the country, and a lot of us moved here and live on fixed incomes, and they need to be protected. We also realize here in Palm Bay that the youth of America is our most precious natural resource, and we put emphasis in youth programs and emphasis in us being able to work and play together. So on behalf of the city of Palm Bay, I want to thank us all for living here, and thank you all for participating in this wonderful event. Hopefully I can attend it in the years of the future. And I want to thank you, Ma, for once again inviting me. Thank you.
Since this is an East meets West gathering, I would like to bring my YogaShakti up to the stage again. And we want to have a Westerner, Garland Mataji.
How many minutes? I think I should not speak too much because a dentist is here. Our mayor is a dentist. And since I have met him, I have wisdom tooth trouble. My wisdom is slowly growing, not fully grown. I have wisdom tooth trouble. I welcome all of you because this is my dream, which should spread. It is not only Palm Bay's dream, but I would like Palm Bay should play the central role and the message should grow because all people of the world look to America for a peaceful coexistence. And America can teach and show the way in a better way than other people because America is very proud of its land of the brave, land of the free, and there is freedom of thought, freedom of action here. And that freedom message is needed by the whole world. I see a world of tomorrow, which will be a very peaceful, bright, and hopeful world where we will enjoy, we will feel that we are all children of God, and we have to learn to live together in love and peace. That's all I have to say. Thank you, Mayor, for coming here. And we have a very special guest today here, President of Chamber of Commerce of Palm Bay. I welcome him also, and I offer my garland to him. Please come. I request him to speak.
Thank you. I wasn't scheduled to speak. And I thank you for having us here today. I am Bob DeBecke, and I am the president of our new Palm Bay Area Chamber of Commerce. It's a wonderful gathering. It's a beautiful day, and Palm Bay is the city to be. Thank you for being here, and thanks for letting me say a few words.
And I'm going to have Katie Geis come up and say a few words.
One of our dancers has not shown up yet, and so my daughter is going to have to dance in his place, and she's just getting her shoes on, and she hasn't had a chance to walk through the dances yet, but we'll do the best we can. Scottish country dancing is the ballroom dancing of Scotland, and we dance jigs and reels, which are fast, and then strathspeys are much slower and statelier. And the first dance that we're going to perform today is called The Wind on Loch Fyne, and it's a 3-couple strathspey. Thank you. Amy is only 13 years old, and she's never done that particular dance before in her life. The next dance is a jig, and it's called Kendall's Hornpipe.
Good feeling to see actual heritage being performed in Scottish dancing. Now we'd like to take a little break and social brotherhood. Let's welcome Father Tish, please.
Yeah, sure. That's a little higher. That's better. And take these glasses off. A little bit lower, that should be good. Should be good. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with you at this East-West gathering. This is about the 5th or 6th, at least, that I remember and have had the pleasure of speaking at. Last year at this time, no one could have predicted the enormous and rapid changes which have happened during the year, and which will no doubt accelerate as the close of the century draws near and the transition into the age of Aquarius intensifies. The divine plan for humanity is indeed emerging, manifesting in human activity, and it is thrilling to witness, even as it demands of each and every one of us a deepening of personal responsibility on a mass level. As we begin this final decade of the 20th century, human consciousness is beginning to realize that we are on the threshold of a new world. We can see the broad outlines of the plan beginning to emerge in the quest for freedom and peace, for international unity, and for systems of government open enough to allow the free flow of the energies of brotherhood and group consciousness. Divine light, love, and power are clearly beginning to transform our world. But a long journey still lies ahead of humanity. In such a critical period in human history, there is a greater than ever need for a spiritual equilibrium which is sustained by sound and inclusive values, by the persistent vision of the common good, the good of the whole, and by a vision of the inner unity of all reality. The history of our own country provides a striking lesson in how we ought to approach this emerging world unity. In the past, we viewed America as a great melting pot, a country into which poured people of every nation, culture, and religion, and out of which we thought would come some kind of homogenized, cloned new Americans. Today, on the other hand, we see the goal in terms of our own national motto, E pluribus unum, unity in diversity. Our country and the world would be poorer if we did not preserve with respect the differences in our own cultures and religious value systems. The sentimental smearing over of differences is the great enemy. Reality must not be submerged under a lazy indifference. By maintaining and elucidating the essential contributions of each culture and religion, by pursuing to its source every revelation and insight, the center of all will be reached, and a higher synthesis, a higher consciousness will emerge. What is happening in our world is akin to what we see in science on the physical level. Add 2 molecules of hydrogen to 1 molecule of oxygen, and you no longer have only 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, but something new and greater than each of the parts. You have water. The new age which is emerging will entail untold discipline and rigor of thought and action before the inherent harmony will be brought into effective being. The reality will be far beyond the emotional mouthings of pop culture. The new age must be a time when barriers will be broken and a new vision of harmony and unity will be possible. But this will come not by ignoring or papering over legitimate differences and well-defined cultures and faiths. Rather, it will be encouraged by pursuing to their goals the truths in existing religions and by exploration of all the frontiers of spiritual reality, with the faithful preservation of all so far apprehended and achieved.
Those things. She has established a Shivananda International Public School in Gondia, India, and has founded a college for women, a school for the blind, and has established 7 ashrams. She's established 5 in India and 3 in the United States. I want to welcome my YogaShakti, and her topic is A Better World for Tomorrow.
Good afternoon to everyone. I'm very happy to see all of you here. All seniors, youth, and youngsters. I wish to have a platform where all 3 generations can meet. We segregate and we divide too much. Division is very good, but unity is better than division. Division is only a practical convenience. When we need something to get done, then we divide and we distribute or delegate. But there should be a platform where we all can meet together without any reservations. And that will make our world of tomorrow a happier world to live in. And I wish all kinds of happiness to each and every one. We need peace, we need power, we need wisdom. And peace, power, and wisdom together will make us feel happy in this world. We must learn to love each other. We must learn to cooperate with each other. We must learn to appreciate everyone. And this is a gathering once a year where we try to get as many people together as possible. The whole thing has been organized by all my pupils, Susan Bolton, Kathleen Luxton, Jim Bolton, Chip Icona, and many, many names. I have so many names, but I can't list. I see all people are here and feel that we are members of one family. If we feel that we are members of one family, we will learn to appreciate each and every one. And we should learn to recognize the talents in people, or we should learn to see the problems of others also. What problems they have and how it can be solved. Let us get together and make the world a better place to live. When I hear of so many crimes and so many things happening, when you read the newspaper, when you watch the TV, you see so many things, and I feel sorry for the younger generation. Younger generation is innocent. They do not know what crime is or what unhappiness is. But we elders are responsible for teaching them or introducing them to unhappiness. Then we should learn to stop doing that, because children are children of God. They are innocent, blooming buds. They will grow into flowers. They are beautiful and their consciousness is pure. But we should do those things which will help them to deal with the world and will make their future happier. Please feel free here and take this message to all youngsters, because peace starts with each and every home, not in institutions. Institutions are only to receive inspiration. We can receive inspiration by being together and getting together. But that will not help the children. You go back and set up that example in the home itself. Every home should be a heaven. Every home should be a nice, beautiful place for children to live. Then those children who have seen their parents living happily, they have seen that people love each other, care for each other, and share, then they will have the same message and they will make the world bright, or future will be better future, or a happy future. And this is the message of yoga, which I am not teaching here. I don't speak on yoga here, because this is only East-West cultural gathering, finding an occasion to meet each other and let everybody express himself. I'm very happy that there are many people, and they have said that they wish that this could happen more often. But we do it only once a year. Last year it was in June 11th. And this year it is in March. Usually in March we have a gathering like this. We had many functions in Melbourne Community Center. We had many functions in Algae Community Center. And since last 2 years, because Mayor advised me to have it here, then we have sponsored this place. Every year we meet here in March, sometime in March. Then all of you are invited for next year also. Let us all get together and make the world a better world for all of us. Not only for us, but for our younger generation, for the future. I would like that future is always bright. People dream of Third World War and Fourth World War and nuclear war and Cold War and hot war, and I don't appreciate that. I feel that think beautiful. If you think beautiful, you will act beautiful, and the whole surrounding will become beautiful. This is the message of yoga. This is the message of this celebration, that let us think right, let us do right, and that will make everybody happy. And I'm concerned about the future, not today, because we are what we are. But future is in our hands, and we should care for the future. Do those things which will make the future bright, happy, and full of enjoyment. I wish you all good luck. Many people have come to listen, but this is a gathering to meet each other, see each other, talk to each other, become friendly, and feel that your home is here for this moment. We are one family. The whole world is our family, and we are here to serve the earth, the Mother Earth, to serve God, or to make the world beautiful. The earth is the appearance of God, because God has created this. But we should learn to respect lives, because God is in the form of beings. He is a living being. In all of you, I see my divine God who has created all of you, and I respect all people. I offer my best wishes and blessings to all. May you be happy, may you be healthy, may you make everyone healthy, happy, and full of joy. Thank you very much for listening. God bless you. Hari Om.
Of wisdom, and I must say I have been listening to Mataji's words for many years now, and have seen great growth and development in a lot of people that have come to the ashram, and in myself. And I invite you all to the ashram we have on Heald Road. It's only 5 minutes from here, and you're all welcome to come. And our next program is going to be children's yoga. We are all one planet. Okay? Let me get the...
Yoga class every Saturday at the YogaShakti mission, and we have with us today Rose, let's give a little bow, and Lilith Kirshner, Mariah, Beth Kirshner, Anna Iacona, and Kylia, and Gwenny. I'd just like to mention the t-shirts. Their outfits have been made, handmade by Marilyn Cobb, who has her booth here, and I think you'll all agree they're very beautiful. And now they're going to do a little yoga dance to the tune of We Are One Planet.
They're going to perform for us now playing some Indian instruments, the tabla and the harmonium. So welcome.
This can
Ni sa it's truly an example of East meeting West. Instead of my singing, I think I'll do a yoga demonstration for you instead. The kind of music we play is more devotional, and that's why it doesn't feel right in this setting to continue. So I'll do a short yoga demonstration. To move all the instruments.
System. Okay.
This asana, some of you may recognize. It's Surya Namaskar, the sun salute. This is basically a warming up asana consisting of 12 different postures, one flowing beautifully into the next. The inhalations and exhalations are coordinated with the different movements. These are some variations in the sun salute. This asana warms up, gently stretches every part of the body in preparation for all of the rest of the asanas. This, as you can see, is the headstand. Also known as the king of the asanas. And once you become steady and concentrated, you can do various variations, leg raises, leg lifts. As you can see, his body is very relaxed, very steady. The spine is very flexible and supple.
This is the scorpion, more advanced variation in the headstand. These are variations on some of the basic postures. In Hatha Yoga, the spine is manipulated in every possible direction. Now he's bending forward in the forward bend, stretching the whole body from the bottom of the feet all the way through the spine to the tip of the head. This is the way Yogi Hari watches television, very comfortably relaxing like this. This is the crow. Now a flying crow. And finally, Padmasana, the lotus position.
Next on the schedule, we have Bach Minuets, and these are students of Monsieur Raff. Okay.
We're going to dance a minuet for you and play it on the piano, and that comes out of the 17th century. I don't know, I guess yoga comes out of earlier than that. The minuet is a dance in 3/4 time, a little bit like a waltz, except that it's made up of short steps, and these steps fall into 2-bar patterns, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The chief characteristic of the minuet is that it's a noble and graceful dance, and it comes from performing slow steps with balance and control. The minuet became fashionable around the middle of the 17th century and appeared in the music suites of such 18th century composers as Bach and Handel, and even later with Mozart, Haydn, and others. Bach's minuets are remarkable for their variety of form and character. Today, the children will perform for you 4 different Bach minuets in the keys of G major and G minor. Each minuet consists of 2 parts, with the second part usually containing more measures than the first part. The dance reflects the repetitions of the different sections in the music. Our dancers will be Lilith and Beth Kirschner, Anna Iacona, Jennifer Seelbach, Julie Simmons, Cynthia Wall, and Gwen Iacona. Our pianists will be Cynthia Wall, Gwen Iacona, and Julie Simmons. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
You have to say, look over and say 1, 2.
Mataji insists that I sing one bhajan, and this bhajan it's in the Marathi language, and it is praying to Mother Saraswati for intuition, for knowledge. Namami
Once again, we are all one planet. Our next speaker, I'd like to introduce Victoris Colvincus. He's an international acclaimed nutritionist and researcher and has sold over 1 million copies of his book, Survival into the 21st Century. Welcome, Victoris. And his topic is on human and planetary ecology.
I'd like everyone here in the audience to close off their nose and keep their mouth shut. How long can you do it? We all know very well, especially being experienced in yoga, how important is oxygen, not only to us, but to every life form on this planet. The question is, can we come to a point where we're not getting enough oxygen? Oxygen is important to each one of your individualized cells. The food that you eat has a great influence on oxygen availability to your cells. We know that if we're consuming heat-treated fats, it takes 9 hours to recover after the meal before the normal oxygen transport mechanism is functioning. Your red blood cells clump together, having a poor reduced ability to go into the extremities. That's why you don't have as clear of a mind after a greasy meal. Body builds for these kind of emergencies, both fatty cells and cellulite, as a way of cleaning up a little of the bloodstream interference of the oxygen delivery. The second great culprit is heat-treated protein foods. The work of John Gaynor showed that under normal eating conditions, heat-treated food, protein, can reduce the oxygen transport capacity and solubility by as much as 60%. Again, after a high-protein meal, this is why you feel sluggish, unclear, low energy. Reduced oxygen availability. As a counterexample, we can take a look at the Laplanders, the Eskimos, who ate flesh foods. I am not advocating such dietary regimes, but when they ate it raw, they lived healthy, vital to ages of 90 plus. When the missionaries came with their civilization and introduced fire and cooking, their longevity dropped to 30 plus. Because of high protein, heat-treated, oxygen delivery greatly becomes interfered. In particular, when you interfere with the enzymatic content of the food, you are diminishing the value of the food and priming the system into leukocytosis, which means that the immune system has been activated 3 to 4 times normal action level to counter-affect the invasion of the undigested cooked food. All foods that are heated at temperatures beyond 190 degrees are difficult to digest and next to impossible. This is why we have a nation of allergic type of responses, varying from something as simple as one might not have a direct association to things like colds, but cold is an allergy symptom. It's an attempt of discharging residual material that has been built up in your system over the years or months due to indigestible foods which were not being able to utilize effectively, and eventually was threatening the life of the organism, and an attempt was made to discharge it through the process of colds. Skin eruptions, allergic response of attempt to discharge what is inappropriate through the elimination organ of the skin. You can go on and on. You have 4 organs of elimination. When foods are not digested effectively, it builds up into either residual or immediate discharge reaction. One unusual amount of free-floating pollen, high protein, within the context of a polluted, already congested bloodstream, you have allergic type of response. Why doesn't everybody all of a sudden, when the pollen season comes around, have sneezing reactions? Some do, some don't. Those whose bloodstreams are most polluted are the ones that are getting that kind of response. Do you realize we as humans are the only life forms on this planet, besides the pets which we have in, you might say, domesticated, are trying to live on an enzymeless diet?
every other life form lives on enzyme-dense diet. There is a major difference. It has influenced our longevity dramatically. We are using the wrong slide ruler or a measuring scale to determine the longevity of our species. We might proudly say, look, we went from 30 up to 72 or even 80, and we're having quite a significant increase in the concentration of centurions. But what we need to do is relate it to the age of maturation. In other words, sexual maturation as the ultimate measure of the longevity of the species. If we started using that as a measure, we see that our longevity is about 5 to 8 times that period that it takes to reach sexual maturity. All other animal species have a much higher one, 10, 20, 30, even 100 times that it takes to reach sexual maturity. When you introduce further ramifications to this whole process, namely intermittent fasting, which is basically allowing your immune system to catch up with the residual inventory, the potential for longevity is limitless. We have, matter of fact, I have written, which is in a process of completion, a book entitled From Longevity to Physical Immortality. Why leave early? Why not stay around until you've done it all? Why go through continuously through the wheels of rebirth when you don't have to? You're doing your body and your whole karmic, you might say, waiting line, because it's not easy to get bodies. It's not easy to get on over here and to play your games. You're not sure of whether you're going to get the right parentage matching, that you're so hopefully waiting for that to occur. Many a master has taught the laws of physical immortality. In other words, get it all done on one round instead of 100,000 rounds. Once you have reached enough level of consciousness enlightenment. There's another aspect that I want to mention. We as human forms are best adapted towards certain kind of dietary regimes. Like every other kind of species has certain foods that are most agreeable. A carnivorous animal prefers flesh food, and it has a design for doing that. There is omnivorous, like hogs and pigs, seems to be able to handle everything. And one would almost suspect that we belong to that category. I somehow doubt it. In terms of structure, most of us don't look like that, neither do we crawl around. And we have different hooves, we have different abilities within our mouth on what we can do. We are fitting more into the frugivorous category, which is species of animals that have fingers and hands and have a digestive system like ours, except much healthier, and they thrive primarily on greens. All life forms have actually greens as the basis of their food chains, either directly or indirectly. Either you're carnivorous, herbivorous, and eating those other species that are thriving on greens, or you go directly to the primary source of all energy, which is sunlight trapped within green things with a high enzymatic composition, and it provides optimal, maximal performance. Giving you a couple examples, what happens when you introduce something as minute as a product of an algae, which is enzymatically active and high chlorophyll dense with micronutrient concentration much higher than any other food on the planet itself. We take elderly, for instance, Alzheimer's disease persons. We have had about a dozen such clients whose relatives have put them on the algae, the super blue-green algae, within a 3-week period, not month or year period. Within 3-week period, they became normalized, functioning like normal entities. Normal recall, retention, and retrieval of information. Children who are D&C students have difficulty in concentration, have asocial behavior problems. Within a period of 4 to 5 weeks, become B and A students, become also helpful children within the household. They have concentrated abilities increase. They also have stop of antisocial type of behavior patterns. There is basically a nutritional basis on many things that you don't normally suspect a direct connection. When a person's mental and physical attributes are going downhill, they are quite highly acidified. We see it in our culture, severe spread of drug addiction. That is a reflection of craving for alkalinity. But instead of reaching for fruits and vegetables, they reach for alkaloids, which what they do is temporarily reduce the acid condition of the body. All drugs, whether you take caffeine, nicotine, cocaine, marijuana, heroin, morphine, speed, alkaloids, Alkaloids interact within the acid biochemical basis of the body, producing alkaline voltage potential. Each one of your cells are basically batteries with a central nucleus acid cytoplasma. That pool that surrounds the nucleus is alkaline. If your dietary habits, lifestyle habits are acidifying your system at a fast rate, you need a lot of sleep. Instead of getting along on 3 to 5 hours, you have to sleep 8, 12 hours and still need alkaloids to keep you picked up. Alkaloids temporarily relieve the condition, but they also carry piggyback dozens, coffee, 35 organic acids, so that the impact of the alkaloid wears off and your body has to deal with the organic acid. Cigarette reefer has 25 organic acids. All of these things create a problem on your system. So my suggestion, and I will summarize in 1 minute, breathe deeply, eat little, don't snack. Snacking is a destruction. It's a reflection of emotionally disturbed, unhappy individual needing food as a sedative to avoid reality. And it's creating rot, fermentation in your system. Eat more and more of whole natural foods, more emphasis on enzymatically active foods, and more emphasis on greens. God bless you. Hug one another. Love life. Know that all will be well. Your friend Victoris.
Our YogaShakti mission students and teachers, will you come to the stage? Yeah. Early. We're going to close the program and with Ramesh Lahiri's music. He has done many things also in his lifetime. He is an active member of the Natural Hygiene Society, and he has worked at a nature cure center in India as well as being a master musician. We welcome Ramesh Lahiri.
Jaya Madhav Madan Murari, Jaya Madhav Madan Murari, Jaya Madhav Madan Murari, Jaya Keshav Kalmal Hari, Jaya Keshav Kalmal Hari, Jaya Madhav Madan Murari, Sundar Kundala Nana Vishala, Sundar Kundala Nana Vishala, Gale Shabda Janti Mala, छवि की बलिहारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी करुणा करुणा कर द्रौपदी पुकारी करुणा कर द्रौपदी पुकारी पट में लिपट गई बनवारी पट में लिपट गए बनवारी निरख रहे नर नारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी जय केशव कमलहारी जय केशव कमलहारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी करुणा कर द्रौपदी पुकारी आ करुणा कर द्रौपदी पुकारी करुणा कर द्रौपदी पुकारी पट में लिपट गए बनवारी निरख रहे नर नारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी जय माधव मदन मुरारी मेरी राखो लाज हरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी तुम जानत सब अंतर जामी तुम जानत सब अंतर जामी तुम जानत सब अंतर जामी करनिक छू न करी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी गुण से बिसरत नहीं गुण से बिसरत नहीं पलच न घड़ी घड़ी सब प्रपंच की कोट बांध करी अपन शीश धरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी दार सुत धन महल है सुधि बुद्धि सब बिसरी सुरपतित को बेग उधारो सुरपतित को बेग उधारो अपन नाव भरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी तुम मेरी राखो लाज हरी हे राम तो ही माता तो ही पिता तो ही माता तो ही पिता है तो ही तो राधा का श्याम हे राम हे राम हे राम अंतर्यामी सबका स्वामी, तू अंतर्यामी सबका स्वामी। तेरे चरणों में चारों धाम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तू जगदाता विश्व विधाता, तू जगदाता विश्व विधाता। तेरे चरणों में चारों धाम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तू ही बिगाड़े तू ही संवारे, तू ही बिगाड़े तू ही संवारे इस जग के सारे काम। हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तू जगदाता विश्व विधाता, तू जगदाता विश्व विधाता। तो ही तो शुभ तो ही शाम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तो अंतर्जामी सबका स्वामी, तो अंतर्जामी सबका स्वामी। तेरे चरण में चारों धाम, हे राम हे राम, हे राम हे राम। तू ही माता तू ही पिता है, तू ही माता तू ही पिता है। तू ही तो राधा का श्याम, हे राम हे राम।
The performers, and especially my YogaShakti and the Hatha Yoga demonstrators. And thank everyone for coming also, and photographers. Let's have a big round of applause. No comment. Someone left some buckwheat noodles in the front seat.